guys, it's here, and today we're going to be using a team, Gen 7 Marine team. Blocky offense with Toxapex and Shinotic, two interesting Pokemon I wanted to try. Also, do note that this is the Gen 7 OE tier, it's not the Gen 7 Pokemon OE. So, this tier is limited to only Pokemon available in the Sun. So, it's nice. I mean, you don't have to worry about Lando or Genesect or all of them. So, let's just hop right into this. Got it. Alright. So, here we have a guy using a very fast T. But he does not like toxic spikes. So if we can get rid of this, that'd be good. I think you lead Tapu Koko. I think you want to lead Shinotic. I think that should be fine. If he does lead one of these guys, then I can just go right into Toxapex. Hopefully he doesn't have Toxic on his Salazzle. Because I don't want my Toxapex getting poisoned. He leads Shinotic. He leads Kartana, actually. He's almost definitely going for Smart Strike. That's the only thing that can OHKO my Shinotic. I could go right into Circuitry. He actually does not have... He does not have an electric immunity, so that's what I'm gonna do. How much does this do? Oh my goodness. Well, it is a crit. That did a lot though. This Volswitch probably won't kill. I am timid. And it does resist. But it's still going to do a lot. So unless he's Choice Scarf. And even if he's Choice Scarf, he'd need another crit to kill him. So I'm going to just Volswitch out here. Get a little momentum, hopefully. Start the timer on so it doesn't take forever. Guy just gets stunned. Is he like completely bewildered that I switched in Steel Resist to a Steel type? Alright, I'm gonna pause until he takes him. Alright, and he's back. He decides to switch into Tapu Koko, which isn't going to like taking this. It's going to do a lot, yep. And we can go into Shinotic here, because unless he has Brave Bird. We tank one Brave Bird anyway, so we could probably just put something to sleep here. But actually I think... No, because... Alright, I'm gonna Spore. I don't expect him to stay in. Even if he wants to go for Brave Bird, it wouldn't kill him. So he decides to switch. He goes into Salazzle. That's nice. Oh, shoot. I forgot about the electric turn. That's bad. Alright, we're going to go into Toxapex here. He uses Flamethrower and gets the burn. Unfortunately, that's going to actually... Like, that's going to be actually really bad. That's actually kind of sticky. But we burn him, so that's good. We can just recover here. Goes for Shadow Claw, it does nothing, so we can Scald again, just get some chip. He decides to go back out into Salazzle and get rid of my Toxic Spikes. That's fine. He's going to take 61%. That is great. That's amazing. Goes for Dragon Pulse, and he's going to lose his Salazzle. And with Salazzle gone, again, Toxic Spikes are going to be super nice. I'm going to be going to Mandibuzz here on his Alakazam because it doesn't have Dazzle and Bleed, which should be good. He Calm Minds. Interesting. I'm gonna go for a knockoff. And see what he goes for. He actually switches into Tapu Koko, and we can knock this thing's Choice Specs off, so that's gonna be good. And that also tells me that he's almost definitely not Brave Bird. He goes for a Thunder. It does do a lot, but not enough. And Yeah, I'm just gonna Moonlight up here. Goes for Dazzling Gleam, does nothing. And now we're gonna Moonlight. Hypnotic is actually not too bad. Like, he doesn't have the greatest stats in the world, but thanks to his typing and his move pool, he can be a great special sponge. Sponging up hits from stuff like Tapu Koko and Xurkitree, stuff like that. He goes into Mimikyu. I actually have no reason to switch. I can just eat this up since he's burned and heal my health back with the Gigadrin. And I'm just gonna Moonlight here. I'm gonna play rough. We can just go right back up the full, and he'll go down to burn. Nice. He's going to go into Kartana here, and this time I'm going to go into Toxapex. Even if he does go for, he goes for Psycho Cut. That's interesting. The fact that he's not taking damage makes me want to guess that he's Scarred. So I'm gonna knock off here. He goes into Tapu Koko. That's fine. Again, we can just go into Shinotic on this thing every single time. And if we can find a place to get our Toxic Spikes back up, that'll be great. We'll probably do that on Pheromosa if he ever sends that in, which he does right now. Cool. Okay, I'm actually going to Moonlight because... Oh, right. Poison Jab. What am I thinking? He actually is that. Okay, he's actually Choice Banded. So we could just Scald here. Oh wait, he's not Choice Banded? Alright, so maybe he's Sash. Either way, he doesn't have a switch into this. He's going to sack his Tapu Koko off, which is actually a bad play. Because that thing could have actually cleaned up, possibly. But instead he decides to sack it, and we can just, again, go right back into Alakazam. Mandibus on the Alakazam. And knock off right here. Again, he doesn't have Dazzling Gleam. He can't really touch me. Focus Blast. I think it's a roll to a KO. And... or maybe not. Oh, he has Hidden Power. He has Hidden Power Fire. That's the only thing. Alright, that's fine. And knock off again. And there. That thing is gone. Good. Alright, now all we have left is 2 Ultra Beasts. I think we got this. I think we got this. Goes into Pheromosa, that's fine. Again, Toxapex pretty much counters this thing. Decides to go hard into Kartana. I don't think that's too big of a deal. I'm gonna Scald. He probably is going to... Nope, he's going to X-Scissor, predicting my switch, but I'm not going to switch, so I'm gonna be able to Scald here. Burn. Yep, and he ends up forfeiting. Alright, cool. So, let's just move right on to the next one. And we got one against another team. It actually looks very similar with the Pheromosa, Kartana, Mimikyu, Tapu Koko. This time, it's an Aegislash and an Alolan Golem, which is interesting. Alolan Golem plus Electric Terrain might be able to put in some work against me. So, with that being said, I do think he'd lead off with Tapu Koko, which makes me want to lead off with Xurkitree, because he does not have a ground type, so I can actually Volt Switch on him. He actually leads Alolan Golem. This makes me think he might be sturdy. I'm gonna Energy Ball here. Energy Ball. Okay, it does not kill, unfortunately, so he is able to get up Stealth Rocks, but I can defog these away. I don't want to risk him exploding, so I am going to Energy Ball again. We are going to get the special attack boost, but it's not going to really matter too much. He actually goes into Pheromosa. Alright, that's fine. We can just go into Toxic Mix right here. He U-turns, again, that's fine. He's going to go into Tapu Koko, of course. And he's definitely going to Volt Switch, isn't he? We could probably go into Garchomp here. Because if he Dazzling Gleams, we get up Toxic Spike, and then he almost basically definitely loses. So I'm going to go into Garchomp. If he Dazzling Gleams, great prediction on his part. He actually just Nature's Madness. And he's Life Orb. Interesting. In that case, yeah, I'm just going to go into Shinotic here. I want to save this thing because it can Earthquake the Aegislash. And it can also Rough Skin the Pheromosa in a worst case scenario. Alright, he goes Aegislash here. That's fine. We can go to Mandibus, defog these rocks away. Yeah. Flash Cannon did absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure he King's Shield here instead of just... Oh, he actually just straight up switches. That is fine. Again, he just goes straight into Shiinotic, even if he wants to Nature's... Oh, he has Brave Bird? Alright, I didn't expect that. But what this does allow us to do is Mega Evolve our Metagross and get off a nice and powerful Meteor Mash. So he decides to Volt Switch, of course. Probably going into Aegislash, yep, but that's fine. We actually miss, which is actually going to suck pretty bad. We're going to Roost here. And now we're going to knock off. And we're going to knock off again. Even if he wants to stance change. I'm going to knock off again. He actually decides to Toxic. Now we're going to go into Toxapex. He decides to King Shield again, and we're going to Toxic Spikes up here, which is going to be super good for us. He ends up Shadow Balling. It does nothing. It just does nothing. And now he can't even switch freely because he will get poisoned. And we're going to recover here. Goes for another Shadow Ball, and it's still just doing so little damage. Toxapex is too bulky. What is this thing? Who thought this was a good idea? We do end up burning him, and let's see. We've knocked off his leftovers, so we're actually going to Baneful Bunker first turn, and then we are going to recover. It's going to get the Spidef drop, but that's not too big of a deal. Luckily, Tapu Koko is only at 35, so after a few rounds of Poison, he'll just be gone. I don't know if Poison was nerfed just like Burn. I'm actually going to Baneful Bunker here to check. He goes for a Wild Charge, that's fine. Poison... Nope, Poison still does 12, so that's fine. I'm actually just going to go into Garchomp. I don't think I need it anymore. He goes for Brave Bird, and that's actually going to take him out because Rough Skin plus Recoil is going to finish off the Tapu Koko, which is actually super nice for me, because it means Toxapex can pretty much clean up. Possibly. I'm actually going to go into Zergatru first. He goes into Pheromosa. Most likely going to U-turn, but that doesn't matter too much because we can just go right into Toxapex. He actually goes for High Jump Kick, and yeah, it does nothing. I'm going to Scald here on his U-turn, and hopefully if he goes into Cortana, we can catch that thing with a Burn. He actually decides to go Mimikyu, but we can break that thing's disguise and Scald it again on his Sword Stance. And we are going to recover here, expecting... Oh, Shadow's interesting. Alright, and he's Life Orb, so I'm going to Baneful Bunker here. Hopefully he does the Sword Stance again. Yep. And now we can just recover. He actually misses. Ooh, that... Okay, well he forfeits, but that was actually kind of bad for us. Probably not. We probably still won that. This Toxapex is just way too bulky and... Wow. It's just insane. This thing is insanely bulky. There's no way it's not going to be a thing. Like, it walls this Beware. It walls this Mimikyu. It walls this, unless it has like Earthquake. Pretty sure it walls this as well. This man has a Dartrix. Okay. Well, let's just hop right into the battle. Let's not try to take his team like, I don't know, maybe this is the new Gen 7 meta. But unless that Marowak is Lightning Rod, we can Volt Switch around. I'm gonna Volt Switch turn 1, probably. Simply because if he does go Marowak, I want to make sure it's Lightning Rod. Because if it's not Lightning Rod, then we don't have to play around it, and we can just Volt Switch around. So, yeah, we're gonna Volt Switch here. And let's see what he does. He is going into his Mimikyu, which is, we can break that disguise, which is cool. But the fact that he didn't go right into Marowak tells me that he's not Lightning Rod. Either that, or he might have predicted me to go for something else predicting Marowak. Either way, I am going to just Mega Evolve, and I'm actually going to click Zen Headbutt in case he wants to go Marowak here. He actually goes Beware, which is nice because we can hit this thing. It's not going to kill, it's actually going to do pretty little damage because of that Fluffy ability. So it's basically taking it as if it wasn't super effective. Fluffy is actually a really good ability. I'm thinking I'm going to beat using Beware, possibly next episode. Either way, We're going to go right into Toxapex. Hopefully he doesn't double edge here. That'll do a lot. He actually goes for Earthquake. Ooh. But luckily he isn't, luckily he isn't choice banned, because otherwise that would have done a lot. He just goes for another Earthquake, that's fine. And we're just going to Moonblast here. He could go into Nihilego right here, or below the Marowak. But even chipping those things is nice. Yep, he goes into Dartrix actually. That looks to be Eviolite. Interesting, interesting. He could actually have a Flying type, so I do not want to stay in. I'm just going to go into Mandibuzz. And he's going to start the timer. So hopefully this battle doesn't take too long. Ooh, he pulls a double switch. Ooh, that's very good on his part. I'm actually just going to knock this thing's leftovers off. Knockoff is going to do little to nothing. Hopefully he's not sub. But if he is, he'd have to be running a speedier Beware in order to sub on him. Because otherwise we still knock the leftovers off. So hopefully he doesn't have too much speed and we can knock these leftovers off. Alright, nice. We knocked his leftovers off and he just goes for a return. That actually doesn't do too much. I'm gonna switch right back into Shinade. Ah, okay. So he goes right into this thing. That's good. Now he can click Giga Drain and it'll hit something decently hard. It won't really touch Dartrix. I'm gonna Moonblast again here then. Or I could double out into Metagross. That's what I don't expect him to stay. And if he does stay in, he'd be going for Ice Beam anyway. So. Alright, he actually goes into Marowak. Ooh, good play, good play. Let's see. Most definitely. Well, he has no reason to not go for Shadow Bone. But he could go for Flare Blitz if he wanted to. This is where I wish I had Earthquake. Do I want to save this? Yes, because otherwise Nihilego could get me a problem. Definitely. I'm going to go into Toxapex. He's going to double out again into Dartrix. Interesting. Wow, this man's making all the hard reads. I'm going to Toxic Spike up, because that way, unless he goes into Nihilego or Defogs, then we can at least be able to poison whatever he goes into after this. We want to limit switching just as much as possible. So, yeah. This guy is taking a while. It's not that much to think about, but we just really switch out into Beware. That's fine. I'm just gonna Scald right off the bat, because unless he does have some, which is completely possible, but if he doesn't, then we're just in a good position. So he goes straight for a turn, probably predicting my Shinade. Yeah. And if I can burn this thing, come on. No, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna Baneful Bunker here. He's probably gonna Earthquake though. Well, either way, Baneful Bunker can scout and see what he wants to do. He actually switches out back into Dartrix. I expect him to defog here. So I'm actually going to go into Xurkitree. Yep, he defogged, and we can just Volt Switch on out of here. Dartrix can probably tank it up pretty well. I don't know exactly how bulky this thing is. Check. Dartrix. 78 HP, 70 defense, special defense, so yeah, it's pretty decently bulky. But it can't really touch my Metagross, I don't think. Okay. And we're going to Meteor Mash, because I think we can create KO. Possibly. Hopefully. This thing has the same defense and HP as its evolution. Even like Dartrix. That's actually pretty interesting. So let's see what he wants to do here. If he wants to switch it to Beware, that's at 50%. It's had his leftovers knocked off, so it's not going to be healing anymore. So that's going to be nice. Any chip on that is resist, getting me closer to death. Yep, he goes into Beware. We can Meteor Mash, and we do a lot. I could go for Meteor Mash again. Oh, my moves are inaccurate. So yeah, might as well, because it will kill, and we have a chance to get the attack boost. We don't get it. That's unfortunate. But, I mean, no. We shouldn't just pray for hacks. Yeah, we're gonna go right back into Toxic Hex. If he predicts us and goes for Earthquake, I mean, he really doesn't have any reason not to go for Earthquake here. So he goes for Flame Charge. If he has Flame Charge, he might not even have Earthquake. So I'm gonna Scald. Oh, he does indeed have Earthquake. Okay. Well, that's good to know. We can at least take 55% off this. And this thing does get Sword Stance, so I'm going to switch right into Mandibus. Because I don't want him Sword Stancing. We should be able to outspeed. He'd have to be jolly to outspeed my Mandibus. And we can just knock off. Hopefully he doesn't predict my switch and go straight for Flares. That would... I don't think I would take Mandibus out, but it would put me in a position where... Oh, he double switches into... That was a good play. But we can switch right back into Toxic Hex. And with the Regenerator... Oh, he burns us. Ooh. Well, we're just going to be able to get our Toxic Spikes up here. If Dartrix comes in, I'm pretty sure we can just go right into Metagross every time Dartrix comes in. It has Roost, it has Deep Hog. I don't know what its other two moves are. But I'd assume possibly like Toxic plus Leaf. It's just a guess. You can set up a Toxic Spike there, that's good. And again, I don't want to get Earthquake. Plus we can get Regenerator from switching that to Mandibus. So he decides to Earthquake again. Nice. That means we get to knock off something on the switch. If he wants to go into Dartrix, Defog, or Nihilego to absorb the Toxic Spikes, this is gonna take a lot from this knock. I mean, not a lot, but it'll take a hearty chunk. Plus, they'll lose their item. He actually is running Jolly, which is fine because we can tank that, like I said, and knock off his Thick Blood. And now here he has no reason to not go Nihilego. So, what are we gonna do about that? I want to go straight Metagross, but I'm not sure if it's running Hidden Power Fire. So, he goes Nihilego to absorb the Toxic Spikes, just what I expected. I kind of do expect him to just go straight for the Sludge Wave. No, wait. No, he doesn't really, because either of my two switch-ins... Alright, I'm going to go Metagross. If he has Hidden Power Fire... Actually, it's Thunderbolt. He does get the para. That's unfortunate, but he lost his only Steel Resist, plus his only, plus his Fluffy Reserve, which has the damage of contact move, so basically it's almost like a resist. Not really. Kinda. Doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is nothing wants to take a Meteor Mash. So he goes into Notice Me, and this thing is just gonna fall over. Yep. We actually get the attack boost, which is gonna be bad for him. And with the Paralysis nerf, 175, I don't think an uninvested Primarina outspeeds. At level 100, this thing uninvested has 156. So yeah, we outspeed uninvested Primarina. So we're just going to Meteor Mash, and we can take that thing out. We don't get the attack boost again, which is fine. It's not like I'm praying for hacks. But if he goes into Dartrix here, because I definitely want to save this thing for this. Oh, he actually goes straight to it. We're going to Bullet Punch right here. Hopefully we can break through Paralysis. If not, that's going to just make it a lot tougher. Alright, nice. We take down that thing, and now all that's left is the Dartrix. GG. That was a good team. Very interesting team. I definitely like it. A lot of interesting threats that you wouldn't exactly expect to run into. Like Eagle Eye Dartrix, I might try that out, maybe. Especially pre-bank, because not a lot of good hazard. There's not a lot of good hazard control pre-bank. Oh, you get paralyzed, you get certain stuff. So, yeah. We get to Meteor Mash again, and that's gonna be yeah. So that's a good game. I get one more game. We got one against the Palisand Swan. Let's see. Palisand can't really touch Mandibuzz unless it has some power eggs. This Magnezone can definitely be a problem. We definitely need to play around that. So, I'm actually going to... I want to lead Garchomp, but I'm almost certain he's going to expect me to lead Garchomp and lead either Greninja or Tapu Fini, which makes me want to lead Xurkitree. I'll lead Xurkitree, yeah, that's fine. Yep, he leads Greninja, and again, I'm just going to Volt Switch here, because if he is a low Lightning Rod Marowak, I want to make sure he is. I don't want to have to guess. So if he is Lightning Rod Marowak, and he goes into it now and shows me that, that's going to be nice. So he is Lightning Rod, that's good. And that means we can probably pretty safely go into Mandibuzz. If he's Jolly, again, he will outspeed. But he'll be taking recoil from his Flare Blitz if he decides to go for that. Yep. What's that Jolly damage? Mandibuzz. We're level 100, and he is Marowak. Fire type Marowak. At level 100. Using Flare Blitz. We have 208 defense. 204 defense. Alright, Flare Blitz does 53 to 62. He did 58, so that's almost certainly adding him. He goes back into Greninja, that's fine. We can knock this thing's Life Orb off and go into Toxapex here, I think. Yeah, I don't think he can do a Toxapex, even, especially without his Life Orb. Like, without his Life Orb, he's just gonna have very... He's just pretty much not gonna be able to touch this fat, bulky thing. Toxapex is a stressful Pokemon to run into, but it's... when you have it on your team, it can put a lot of weight, pull a lot of weight off your chest. Like, if you see Pheromosa, you don't have to be like, oh no, he has Pheromosa. You can be like, ooh, I have Toxapex. Pheromosa is going to be doing nothing. So yeah, he just goes for Ice Beam. Even if he got the burn, you do have Scald. I'm actually going to Toxic Spikes up here, because that way, Tapu Fini, the thing about Misty Terrain is that it doesn't activate before... It does not activate before he gets poisoned. So if he wants to come into Defog, he'd get poisoned, basically, is what I'm trying to say. He decides to Flash Cannon, nice. I don't know if he's choiced, but I do think he is. So I'm going to stay in and I'm going to Scald. You know, hope he's choiced. If he's not, okay, he goes into Tapu Fini, that's fine. He's almost definitely going to defog here. We can probably just go into Shiinotic. Or Xurkitree. But Xurkitree's gonna be hard to use Xurkitree with a Alolan Marowak around. But Shiinotic does bait in that thing as well, so I'm actually going to go Xurkitree. Actually goes Dragonite. That's actually super good for us because we can Hidden Power Ice this thing, and we do outspeed it even if he Dragon Dances. Because we are Scarf. So hopefully he doesn't expect the Scarf and just stays in. And if he wants to go for Extreme Speed, that's fine. We can, and we can just get rid of that. That's nice. I do want to keep this if he does decide to go like a Alolan Marowak, or I guess Greninja or Magnezone. Any of those is a nice switching. Because he does know I'm... Well, actually, no, he doesn't. He Extreme Speed, so he doesn't know for sure. He's almost definitely going to Flare Blitz here. I'm actually... Yeah, because even if he does predict and go Shadow Ball, I can eat that up. Yeah, eat one of those up too. He lost his Flying type, which is super nice because that means we can just fire off an Earthquake right here, and nothing wants to take an Earthquake on this team. Nothing besides Dragonite. The Dragonite is gone. So that's going to be nice for us. He decides to go Palisand, and this is going to take well over 50%. Actually, it didn't even take over 50%. He's definitely physically defensive, Palisand. I do want to Swords Dance here, but since I'm not Lumberry, I don't know if this thing gets Will-O-Wisp. Learn Palisand Will-O-Wisp. Palisand Sand that fast. Oh, it's right there. How did I spell that wrong? Learn Hollow Sand. Right. He cannot learn Will-O-Wisp. Okay, so in that case, I'm actually just going to switch this. We just go straight for the Shadow Ball. Does not kill. We are going to end up going down to the Life Orb recoil here, but that's fine. We can take out Palisand if he wants to try to make it play. Yeah. So getting rid of Palisand is nice because that's one Pokemon that I couldn't Volt Switch on. And yeah, I'm just going to go back into Circuitry. He goes into Greninja. That is fine. I'm going to Energy Ball here because I don't want his Alolan Marowak coming in for free. So he's just going to stay in, and that Energy Ball is going to wipe him out. So I'm going to get the special attack boost, which is nice. He's going to go into Magnet Zone. Obviously, this would take nothing. He's almost definitely going to Volt Switch. We don't have our ground type anymore. You definitely want to save this thing. But if he Flash Cannons, I'm going to Shiinotic anyway. It'll die to a Flash Cannon most likely. Nope, he just goes for Thunderbolt. That's nice. Because this way, we can actually go for... No, because if he does... Okay, I'm actually just going to go for... Yeah. He goes into Tapu Fini. That's nice because we can hit this thing with a powerful Giga Drain. It's going to do a good amount. And we can Giga Drain again. He can send in the Alolan Marowak, and with the Misty Terrain up, it won't get poisoned, but we will be able to get off some damage on that, and that's basically what we want. So... Goes into a Alolan Marowak. Flare Blitz should knock out my Mandibuzz, but we don't really have another play. I don't think. You know what? I'm just gonna go into Mandibuzz. At least, oh, he actually goes for Iron Head, not wanting to take the recoil. And that's gonna mean Mandibuzz can probably just roost up here. Unless he is Jolly and that was a high roll. I didn't actually calc the Jolly calc. But I do think it's adamant because, you know, based on the roll, it looks to be an adamant Marowak. They actually could also just go right into Magnezone here. I'm actually gonna knock off, just in case he goes Magnezone. Because if we can knock this thing's Choice Specs off, it'll be doing a lot less to Metagross, which means Metagross can, you know, sort of kind of switching safe. It does mean it won't be locked into a move, but I don't think... Oh, he actually just stacks that. Okay, that's actually really cool, I guess. He's going to send in Magnezone, or never mind, he's going to forfeit. So yeah, good game to my opponent. And that's going to be the end of the live. Hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, all you need to know from this is that Toxapex is busted, and you should just put it on your team. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Goodbye.